South Africa trip got started in 1991. I'd fallen in love with the music of Abdul Ibrahim, South Africa's perhaps most famous jazz musician, composer, and we were able to get him to come to Milton Academy, and we had a student group that later went on to win the Downbeat magazine music award as the best jazz group of the year. And we played his music, and he ran up to the stage and said, "You have to come to South Africa with me." We thought that was nice, but then he called a week later and said, "How about it?" So in February '92, 10 student musicians, Janet and I and her son and my daughter, went for 20 days, and it was a remarkable tour. Apartheid was still the law of the land, so it was a very powerful experience.
I decided to go on a trip because Mr. Santa Crow kind of offered the trip as an opportunity, and I really like playing, so I usually take all the opportunities I can to play.
We just finished our 11th tour of South Africa, and the goals of the trip have remained the same. It's a music tour, so we want to share the gift of our music, and we do a lot of South African music because it helps us connect with our audiences and because we love it and it's fun. Thank you very much. It's great to be back at the African Leadership Academy and to be talking to you all.
African Leadership Academy was right next to a giant township, which was funny because I connected a lot with the kids at African Leadership Academy. I thought they were a lot like us. There were people I could connect with. There were people that I would be friends with here. You know, the township right there, and there's people living in shacks, and it was just funny to have those two things right there. From what of the country we saw, a lot of it is like that.
On behalf of the African Leadership Academy, we'd like to thank our visitors from Milton for coming and giving us the wonderful gift of music.
I enjoyed the interactions with people within our own Milton musician groups. I was able to know a lot of people who I don't connect with before.
Just performing there, it makes you want to perform better, not because you're seeing incredible talent, but like I said, it's just the energy they have that makes it excels our performances. Each concert as it went along, we saw how much energy the audience had, and we really fed off of that. Another memorable experience was probably going to Soweto, because it was, you know, it's a huge township, and everyone there doesn't have as much as we have, but there were still, you know, people who were singing and doing these performances on the street, and it was just, you know, a really great experience to see something like that.
Just makes me feel like the world is like smaller because I get to talk to people who like seem to be very different from me but actually have very similar experiences.
In the townships, like we didn't even speak the same language as a lot of the people that we were playing with, and we were able to bridge that gap by playing the same song.
It definitely inspired me to like improve my music skill to see like while I see a lot of other amazing musicians in like both South Africa and like I'm on like Milton jazz and uni.
Keep going back to South Africa because the connections we've made over the years are just give us opportunities that we can't get elsewhere. And want the kids to have fun and have a, you know, really bond with each other and have a really powerful experience.
I found South Africa a very welcoming place, one that is very kind. That like the people that I would talk to, whether it's just, you know, street vendors or I mean the flight attendants really. My favorite part of the trip was going to Table Mountain. The view from there was absolutely stunning, and it's one of the very few places that I'm able to, you know, go up to a high point and look downwards and see like such nice views. That's what I liked the most. I really liked performing at Kaleidoscope, which was like a real jazz club where we could really, use music as our language to communicate with the audience. And there was people that were actually paying to listen to us, so you knew that they were going to be interested. I enjoyed having that vibe and having that environment to play in.
So it's a real honor to be here, and we're going to present our program.
I think I gained a better outlook on how to perform and how to play. Having the performance be 70% visual and 30% audio, that really stuck to me, and it made me think about how I have to look engaged, and not even that, be engaged. And just by doing that, it makes the audience feel much more welcoming to your music.
We are the Milton Academy Jazz Group, and we're in the United States of America, and we're excited to be here. Let's get started.
The music was awesome. It was really cool to bond with our bandmate. But in particular, kind of the sense of gratitude that I had after leaving, you know, for what I have and for what not everybody has. I thought that was like definitely a really valuable gain from the trip.
They were grinding. They loved their songs. Like the songs that we performed are like their pop songs that are played like on radios and they're broadcasted on TV and stuff. The music in South Africa was much more energetic and much more playful than what I listen to or what I hear in the US.
I get to know a lot of people from the different schools that we visited. We get to know a lot of teachers who are really cool people. They like founded the school for like music education in their town.
My favorite part of all the trips is when the students interact with South African students. They play for each other, they play with each other.
And there are also a lot of kids who had very cool experiences, and I feel like I enjoyed like the conversations and the interaction with people.
We mainly teach post-high school or matric, so the ages range from 18 to 25.
Students from South Africa and from Milton Academy share is just, it's precious.
The program's been running for 12 years now. The impact is great. Firstly we get to interact with the students of Milton Academy, which is really, really great. Our students really look forward to Milton's visit.
I think they just had a lot of energy, and that's what it made it feel different for me, is that they were all, up and moving and, supporting each other. And I think once again we fed off of that, and we started playing like that more and more as the tour went along. But definitely, I think just pure energy. They had a lot of it.
Milton brings some gifts from, for example, today we got some gifts, some books and DVDs. Last time they came we got some drum cymbals and drumsticks.
They were like prouder of what they were putting out there. That they were like a lot more confident in their music and in themselves. And I think that helped us become more confident in ourselves and in our music.
We look forward to that kind of gifts because we don't have the capacity to be able to afford to buy these kind of things, expensive books and learning materials.
South Africa is still fairly recently, just become a free democratic nation, and there's just a lot of history there. And so the social awareness, we also go into townships, even into housing projects. So that's a major component.
I really just did not expect to be able to like connect with these people that like we're so different from.
United in our diversity, we therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as the supreme law of the republic.
They played with so much more spirit. They sang with a lot more spirit, and the audience and their peers rewarded them with, cheering and standing ovations. It was a very energetic and really enthusiastic audience, as well as an enthusiastic band, and that lifted our spirits as musicians to give them a welcoming and happy performance as well. People there, no matter how they lived, no matter how much money they had or what they could afford, they were always happy, and they were happy with what they had, and they cherished everything, and they appreciated talking to us, and they looked at us with a positive view rather than begging for money or something.
Well, since '92, obviously, apartheid is no longer the law. Every citizen, regardless of their color, is allowed to vote. There's still a lot of poverty, but it's noticeably less. But there's still a lot of people that are certainly poor and live in substandard housing.
Going into the one township, I didn't expect the people to be so, warm and letting us into their, small, tiny, tin shacks. Even though they didn't have much, they were still just so open to letting us go and see around. And it was just like, that was something I did not expect.
The poverty and the way people are brought up there, it can be sad to see that, but at the same time it's good to know about that as well. So that's what this trip showed me.
We've also delivered now over $200,000. It sounds better if you say it in Rand, 2.6 million Rand worth of donated materials. And so that's an important connection that we've established, and I think it's important to be able to continue that.
Who have very limited access to good instruments and but still have so much passion in playing music. I just feel like I really connected to it because I feel like music is the common language that everyone can feel very attached to. It's the moment when I see the magic of music, I guess.
I think the favorite general part of the trip for me was performing at all these different schools. Everyone there just had great energy, and we really fed off of that and had a great performance.
I thought one really cool thing we gained was a better sense of perspective. I had never seen anything like the townships that we saw, and it made me want to go back and help when I'm older.
Opens us up to a new audience, one that is more enthusiastic, one that is more engaging with the performers, and second, to have a realization in terms of poverty and political situations. We take a lot of things for granted.
A lot of people there, especially in the townships, of course, they really don't have anything, And I think it was just like a big privilege check for me and everyone else in the group, because it like really made us thankful for how much we have, because like I said, these people are still so happy. You know, like here in America, they need more of a view of the world and like the situations people are in, because for me personally, I know it really made me grateful for a lot of things I have. And I think that if we don't go on trips like this, then we won't have our eyes open to what people are going through in other places, and I don't think it'll make us, you know, like be thankful for what we have. I think I just gained a passion to go and help people like this now. Like I definitely want to do something later on in my life to go and help people like this.
When our students see the South African students, many of whom live in, you know, very poor conditions, but they're very happy people, it makes our students question, well, what's really important in life? And that's a great opportunity for us all.
So I felt like even though we might be very similar and like live in very different places in the world, we still have like very like common experience.
Hey. Hello. Hello there. Hi. Hey guys. You like jazz? Jazz is fun. I really like jazz. Alright, see ya.